Hello and welcome, one and all, to my newest Let's Play. This is a Let's Play of Okami. I recently just got my hands on this game and I have beaten it. But for various reasons I want to replay it, and I decided to do a Let's Play of it. Now this is technically a new game plus Let's Play. Let's Play of a game that I've recently beaten that I still want to play and enjoy yet again. I have some new game plus bonuses. And let the story begin. Long, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Okami lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god. Nice trees. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. Ooh, they have a secret murder cult? No, as it turns out, it's a secret snake cult. To satiate the appetite of Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, which is a headed snake by the way, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads mounted on necks the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were set to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey this horrific beast. Of course, when you're looking at an 8-headed snake, you're really out of options. The night of the sacrifice drew near. A mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village, and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi. People always assuming. Never assume, people. Never assume. You'll be dead wrong, like they were. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Nagi attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranui's swift movements. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. A white, plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Seriously, we have beautiful maidens in these stories, so always end up being eaten by something. Nagi, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by this sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Nagi traveled to the Beast Cave in place of his beloved. Oh, that's sweet. Sacrificing yourself for a woman that you love. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home as Nagi stood bravely before the entrance. A beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. One and one, on and on he sliced well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nigh a scratch. If you can't tell, I'm not used to reading out loud. At long last, Nagi lost his energy, spent from the intense battle. But look, a wolf dropped to his knees, fatigued and grasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Yet again, I'm not used to reading out loud, people. Alas, it was Shiranui, the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt toward Orochi. Orochi rearing its terrifying head, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggling wildly, thrashing into the darkness. Mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiranui summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. As Orochi closed in on Shiranui, sharpened claws glistened. A gigantic tree suddenly spread forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand, however, Orochi's protected by a mystical power was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike what would be the final blow. But Shiranui refused to give in. With his last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Nagi's sword to become a beacon of hope. I noticed that again, I'm not used to reading out loud. Guided by his sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary, yet again. Channeling all his strength into his sacred and battered arms, he leapt ferociously towards Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome hands separated from their owner. Fearsome heads, I mean. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shiranui had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Oh, poor Shiranui. Nagi scooped the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shiranui was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark. Then closed his eyes and drifted off into slumber. Peace had at last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranui's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it. Nagi's sword was christened the Tsukiyomi, I'm sure I'd mispronounced that, and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to the age of endless peace. However, this is not the end of the story. Of course, because endless peace never is endless. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Nagi and Shiranui's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice. There should be a sign that says, "Don't come in here, you idiot," outside. For people like this guy. Is this a legendary sword? Is this the Tsukiyomi? The sword that banished the evil Orochi? Dot dot dot. No, it couldn't be. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale. Famous last words. You just piss your pants, man. I'm sorry, P. I didn't mean to say that. Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds. Speak the words, I wish darkness unto the world. Utter that prayer unto me and unleash my power. How would anyone besides a complete idiot say those words? You can't kill him because he's meaning to say that, so you let him run off. Did no one notice this? I mean, seriously, no one noticed this. And darkness swallowed the sun. A horrible tragedy swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. The tiny settlement of Kamiki Village enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins. Oh, thank God for that woman. Wood Spirit Sakuya. How troublesome. This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom. Wait, it's prophecy of doom? What has transpired to bring about such a calamity? We must act quickly. There is no time to lose. My power has diminished over the years I've spent protecting this area. I don't have much time left in this world. Amaterasu, now is the time. We have never needed your power more. Shine your divine light upon this broken and polluted world. Let your heavenly rays become our hope as you guide us all. As Captain Planet. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Would you if that hadn't landed right there? Okami Amaterasu. So to say Wolf Amaterasu, because Okami is Japanese for wolf. Ah, such divine white light, such beauty and grace. The only one capable of such a wondrous spectacle is none other than our mother and the origin of all that is Amaterasu. How diligent to see that the Savior whose brave sacrifice sealed away the evil demons so many years ago has not changed one bit. Seeing you emerge after so many years spent as a statue brings happiness to my heart and chest. Oh, she's crying. And Ami's sleepy. Amaterasu? Gaze above you and take in the condition of the sky. Since your untimely departure from our midst, the world has succumbed to a devious and villainous and vicious beast. They have ravaged our fine and bountiful country of Nippon. But never have the circumstances been worse than they are at this very moment. Please use your powers to banish the darkness and punish those who would do us harm. What the? Has something stolen its way into my robe again? Whoa, what did you do in there? Phew, what on earth? You again? Ow, 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 are you nuts? Boy, for a little thing, you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting, that's all. Are you napping in my clothes again, Bug? Bug, I told you 1,000 times not to call me that. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Isun. I'm sure I mispronounced that, but I love this guy, so. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long till you're bowing before my great brush. Lightning window. Well, what do you think? Even cured in a real thing, no? What's with you, furball? You look kinda down in the dumps. Actually, you look kinda familiar. Got it, you look just like that statue of Shiranui. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? Are you crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be covered in wolf slobber. You'll regret messing with the greatest soon. It'll make me use my prize sword, Den Komaru, against you. So just now that you know it's a giant evil red sky and a giant wolf. Giant evil growl. What's that growling sound? And why is it so dark anyway? You just now noticed the darkness. Oh great god of Amaterasu, I've used all the power I have to protect Kamiki Village. Yeah, it is still not up as a cursed zone. The village lives on, their spirits lie encased in my fruit. Cut it free and the village will be reborn. I trust in you, I know that you will lead us down the right path. Only your awesome power can restore life to the world. The trees will turn to normal, huh? That Sakia girl sure said some weird stuff. The villagers' spirits are being kept inside the fruit? That's the fruit that girl said. That girl said that if you cut it down, the village will be restored. But it's awful high up there. If you don't use some kind of special power, there's no way you're gonna reach it. This darkness is really getting to me too. A lot can happen while you're taking a nap. Now you tell me. Well, that's the main prologue stuff. We'll be right back for the tutorial level. Anyway, see you next time.